Hello scramblers and climbers. I thought I'd start us off outside today because it's such a lovely autumn day. And we're going to talk about something a little bit unusual. We're going to talk about small things that get bigger. My balloon is huge now, but it started off very small. This is my friend Big Ted, and I've got a question for you. Do you think Big Ted will fit through this piece of paper? Don't think so, but let's see what happens when I cut it. I cut it at each end, and I'm going to make some more cuts and more cuts. I'm just going to keep cutting. I bet you're wondering what the story is going to be about today, but it will all become clear eventually. So now I'm turning it around and I'm going to make some cuts going the other way. I hope this is going to work, because if it doesn't, my teddy won't fit through that little piece of paper. But I think it might work. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, sounds like the builders next door are doing something very loud. Let's see, a bit more snipping, a little bit more snipping. This is a very good orange, especially for this time of year, because in the autumn it has such beautiful colours. Right. Now let's see what happens when I open up my piece of paper. Look at that. I'm going to put it over Teddy's head, and I'm going to pull it all the way down, all the way down, and there you are. Teddy fit right through that little piece of paper. In fact, I think I would fit through that piece of paper too. And I've got one more thing to show you. It's something small that gets much bigger. And in my hand, I've got a conker. Do you know what a conker is? We use them to play games, and you can actually make little animals out of them too. But a conker is a seed, and it grows into an enormous tree. That is something very, very big coming out of something I can hold in my hand. And today's story is also something very, very big from something very, very small. Before we get to the story, we're going to do the Scramblers prayer. Are you ready? When I touch my head, I think of you, Father God. When I put my hand over my heart, I say that I love you. When I put my hands together, I ask you to come and make everything right. When I point to my mouth, I ask you to give us the food we need. When I bow my head, I say sorry for the wrong things I've done. When I lift my head, I know you forgive me. When I open my arms, I ask you to help me be friends with everyone. And then we do the Amen. Well done. I'm actually beginning to learn the words. The last couple of weeks we've been hearing about the amazing things Jesus did, his miracles. 2 weeks ago we heard how he had power over nature, that when a storm came and everybody was really frightened, he just went to sleep. And when he woke up, because everybody was afraid, he just said to the storm, "Stop! Clouds, go away! Wind, be calm!" And it did. The storm finished and everything was calm again. Last week we heard how Jesus could heal people. The man's friends took him to Jesus. They made a hole in the roof and they lowered him through. and Jesus healed him. Today we're going to learn about another miracle that Jesus did, another amazing thing that only he could do. And it's about taking something small and making it very, very big. Jesus and his friends were walking and talking. And because of all the amazing things Jesus had done, people started to want to come and listen to what he had to say. And one day, hundreds and hundreds of people came, and then thousands of people came. If you think about how many people are in your classroom at school or nursery, and then how many people are in the whole school, and then all their mummies and daddies and brothers and sisters all together, that might be a couple of thousand people. And it was even more than that. It was so many people. And they were with Jesus for a couple of days. And they brought their packed lunches with them, but they'd all eaten their food and they were hungry. And Jesus said, these people need to be fed. We need to get them some food. And his friends said, but we haven't got enough money to buy food for all these people. But there was one little boy in the crowd, and he still had his packed lunch. He still had some bread and some fish, but it was very, very small. It was only just enough for one person. But he gave his packed lunch to Jesus, and Jesus prayed over it, and he thanked God for it, and he started taking the packed lunch out of the bag. He gave it to the disciples, his friends, and they handed it out to the people. And every single person in that crowd had enough lunch. So Jesus could make something enormous from something very, very small. But it needed the little boy to give his packed lunch to Jesus to start the whole thing. Now we're going to watch a video and listen to some music. And it's the whole story told all over again from the little boy's point of view. And after we've listened to the song and watched the video, we're going to go to Sarah, and she's going to show us the craft that we're going to make today. So listen very carefully to the words of the song.
A little boy of 13 was on his way to school. He heard a crowd of people laughing, and he went to take a look. Thousands were listening to the stories of one man. He spoke with such wisdom, even the kids could understand. The hours passed so quickly, the day turned into night. Everyone was hungry, but there was no food in sight. The boy looked in his lunchbox at the little that he had. He wasn't sure what good it'd do. There were thousands to be fed, but he saw the twinkling eyes of Jesus, the kindness in his smile, and the boy cried out with the trust of a child. He said, "Take my 5 loaves and 2 fishes, do with it as you will. I surrender. Take my fears and my inhibitions, all my burdens. is too small.
So we've just seen how Jesus used something small to do something amazing. But Jesus could have used anything that day to produce the food for all those people. What was amazing was that young boy with his 5 loaves and his 2 fishes, as for his packed lunch, didn't just sit there and think, oh, this is too small. I can't do anything with this. This is not going to help. What he did is he trusted in Jesus. He knew that he could just give this small thing, these 5 loaves and these 2 fishes, and something amazing would happen. And that's what did happen. As we know, Jesus turned those 5 loaves and 2 fishes into enough food for thousands and thousands of people. So like the young boy, what can we give to God for him to use? Can you think of anything? And remember, nothing is too small. So maybe you really like to chat. So next time that you're in the playground and there's somebody sitting on their own, maybe you can go over and talk to them. Or are you good at sports? Are you good at football? Is there somebody in your class or your football team that's not so good? And you could practice with them to help them improve. Or maybe you like telling funny jokes. And telling funny jokes can make somebody smile when they're feeling a bit sad. So have a little think about those things that you have that God can use. It's time for our craft, and we're going to make a reminder of the story of the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes and how God did something amazing from something so small. Okay, so what you need a pair of scissors. I've got some very large scissors here, but you need some child safety scissors, some glue, some colouring pens, the printouts that will have been sent home, okay, and your little verses to go in your basket to remind us of the Bible story. So, first of all, if you get this that looks a bit like a t-shirt, and you need to cut this out. So we quickly just cut along the lines and cut all of this out. Okay, just get rid of that. So you're left with a piece of paper like this. And we need to fold these little flappy bits in along the line, like so. Okay, and we do that on both sides. Okay, so you fold the flappy bits in so they're straight along like that. Okay, then with this flappy bit at the bottom, you want to bring that right up across, like that. So it folds like so, so we have our basket. Got a little bit extra there, which you just need to cut off with a pair of scissors. And there we have our basket, or the shape of our basket. Okay, so we'll leave that for the time being. You need to also cut out a strip of paper, or you can use anything, some string or some wool, and that's going to form the handle for our basket. Okay. And then we have our 5 loaves and 2 fishes, and we need to colour those in. So I'm just going to colour these in. You can use any colours you want. And I'm just going to quickly colour these in here. And when you've got your fish and your loaves coloured in, you need to start cutting them out with your scissors. These out. Okay, so you should have your 2 fishes and your 5 loaves of bread all cut out. And we get our basket, and first of all what we need to do is these two little flappy bits here, we need to pop some glue on. There. And just like that. Like that. Stick on so that we have our basket. Okay, can you see that? There we go. Okay. And then with our brown felt tip, we're just going to pop some lines on it, just a little. Just like that. Okay, so it looks a little bit more like a basket. And then we're going to get our handles, and we just put some glue onto the ends and stick that on like so. Oops, that's just pinged off. Need a little bit more glue. If the glue doesn't stick, you might need some sellotape. Actually, sellotape might be a better idea. There we go. And then we're going to put in our 5 loaves and 2 fishes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our little fish. So we have our basket with our 5 loaves and our 2 fishes in, and we're going to just stick this little bit on the bottom just to remind us of all the small things that we have that we can give to God to use for his amazing big plans. Okay, so it says here, God uses small things to achieve his big plans. I'm going to stick that on like so, and that is our craft. I hope you enjoyed the song, and that nearly brings us to the end of our session. But before we go, let's just put our hands together, close our eyes and pray. Dear God, thank you for using whatever you have for your will. Help us to trust in you and let our lives be used for your glory. We know that you will always provide and make great things out of small things. Thank you for your love. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, that's it for this week, climbers and scramblers, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Christchurch, New Malden. Oh yeah.